Let's see how to create pages and reusable components with Sketch.io. At the left side of the editor, there is the page panel. You can click on it and add a new page. You can give a title to the page, that's what is displayed in the tab of the browser. You can set the URL of the page. Additionally, you can also set the SEO fields for the page. Now that the page is created, we can add a few things to it. Let's add a box where we're gonna display some cards. So here is a div block. I'm going to give it a class wrapper and set it to be a flexbox and align everything to the center. We can now add a card. We can give it a class and style it a little. Now we can add an image and a few div text elements. We can style them as well. Perfect, so now we have our card, and let's say we want to have multiple cards. What we can do is to duplicate the card like this, and now we have a second one. The issue, however, is that if we ever want to change, let's say, the order of the elements in the card, well, we'll have to go through each card one by one and make the change, which can be tedious, especially if you're using that card in many places of your website. A better way to do this is to instead turn our card into a component. You simply go to the navigator and click on the little icon to convert this card into a component. You can give it a name, and here we go. It is now a component that you can reuse in multiple areas of your website. You can add a new card by dragging the component from the Add panel to the page. To make changes to the component, you simply need to double-click on it like this and make your changes. Now, in the case of a card component, we may want to have different content for different cards. The solution is to expose some properties of the card to the component. When we select an element, we can click on the Properties panel and make changes to those properties. What we need to do is to click on this small circle and choose Add to Components Properties. We can give a name to the property. Let's do that to the other elements. Now when we exit the component and click on an instance of that component, we can see in the Properties panel that the properties we've just exposed are now configurable. This way, each instance of the component can be configured differently. You can expose properties, but also some style properties if you wish. Creating components is very handy, especially for elements such as the header or the footer, since you can use them in multiple pages and easily change them in the future if you want. That is it for this video. We've seen how to create pages in our project and how to make reusable components. And in the next one, we're going to see how to create dynamic content and link our pages to a database.